On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, did Barclays Bank just declare war on Bitcoin users in the UK? Let's find out. Dash is the privacy-focused digital currency that offers transactions with instant confirmations. Its unique, decentralized decision-making and self-funding system make it an ideal choice as a stable and secure digital cash. Click the link in the video description to learn more. Hi there guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I am your host, Chris Coney. So let's get into today's news. Today we turn once again to Bitcoin.com. William Suberg has written this article for us entitled, "Did Barclays Just Declare War on Bitcoin Users?" And this is talking about Barclays in the UK. So the article starts out by saying UK bank Barclays has suspended the account of local cryptocurrency news resource Coinjournal without warning or explanation. It has emerged today. Now does this, or does this not, sound remarkably similar to the story I covered in episode 124 of the Cryptoverse? Now if you missed that episode, I'll put a link in the show notes. Well, basically the RT News Network in the UK got a letter from NatWest Bank saying that NatWest Bank no longer wished to provide them with banking services and that they should go elsewhere. Again, in that case there was no reasons, no explanation. They just said they had carefully considered the decision and there was no room for discussion. And it's the same in this case. You see here in yellow I've highlighted this bit that says Coinjournal founder says bank gave no warning or explanation. So here you have Kyle Torpy, who is a journalist, saying the bank gave no warning or explanation in a tweet. And this is verified by Coinjournal's own tweet. If I just flick over to their Twitter account here, there are two tweets here. One says, "A summary of our business banking being shut down on Bitcoin.com. Thanks for helping us highlight the issue." And then prior to that, Coinjournal tweeted saying, "A warning to Circle Pay users who bank with Barclays Business. Despite there being no explicit points in their terms and conditions, they will shut down your account." Now this is the very definition of tyranny. I mean, look, let me flick over here to dictionary.com and I've looked up the word tyranny, and the first definition says arbitrary or unrestrained exercise of power. Emphasize the word arbitrary. Now how do we know it's arbitrary? Because they gave absolutely no reason or explanation. This is textbook tyranny. So we've established the presence of tyranny, but this next bit in the article, if we flick back, this gets into a bit more speculation. So the bit in green says, in a tweet earlier Thursday, journalist Kyle Torpy stated it seemed the bank had suspended Coinjournal's account for using and being associated with Bitcoin. Now this is the bit we can't actually prove. Since the bank hasn't actually given a reason, association with Bitcoin is only one possibility. But despite that, the tyranny argument stands on its own. So let's see what else we can find here in terms of evidence. In the blue bit, it says, the move follows similar complaints about Barclays blocking transactions related to Bitcoin trading this week. The bank is already known for its sporadic shutdowns of accounts associated with entities dealing in Bitcoin. So now we have some actual evidence. On the one hand, Barclays have been blocking transactions, and on the other hand, they've been shutting accounts down completely. But check this out, in purple. It says, speaking to Bitcoin.com, Coinjournal founder Oliver Carding said the decision had taken the business by surprise. Quote, considering the size of the business and the amount of money involved, we are surprised that we have been considered high risk. He said, adding that Barclays gave no warning of the impending block. And then he carried on to say, when asked for more information about which rule we'd broken, they would not give us explicit information and referred us to their terms and conditions. So this bit where he says he was surprised that we've been considered high risk, how does Oliver know that? He doesn't. He's speculating. If Barclays gave a vague explanation, such as, we've deemed your account to be high risk, then we could speculate as to what they thought was risky. But we couldn't say with certainty that it was because of Bitcoin association unless they actually said it. I personally don't think they actually just want to come out and say it. And this last part actually made me laugh. Here where Oliver is quoted as saying, when asked for more information about which rule we'd broken, they would not give us explicit information and referred us to their terms and conditions. Now this is probably going to get me into trouble, so if there are any delicate snowflakes listening in today, I suggest you fast forward this bit. So this bit reminds me of when you notice your girlfriend is upset about something, and you ask her what's troubling her, and she says, well, if you don't know, I can't tell you. And then we respond by saying, well, if you tell me, maybe I can help. To which she replies, well, you should know what's wrong. And at which point we just stand there gobsmacked, wondering why the hell mind reading wasn't on the school curriculum. And of course we stand there for a minute and eventually we remember we're always in the wrong no matter what. So we just skip the drama and immediately begin to start apologizing for being such a terrible boyfriend, right? And this is the relationship dynamic that came to mind when I read this last bit. So the bank just referred to their terms and conditions and said, figure it out for yourself. To which we say well, it'd be kind of quicker if you pointed out specifically what's wrong. And that's actually in your interest to tell us that so we can avoid doing it again. If you're leaving it to us to figure out what we did wrong, there's a much higher risk that we'll do it again inadvertently. So in order to protect yourself, Barclays, why not just be specific about the rule we broke and then we'll avoid breaking it in the future? And I'm assuming you don't want us to break the rule, so just tell us what it is. Mildly infuriating. So let's see what else we've got to say here. I've highlighted this bit in grey that says, elsewhere, Barclays has given mixed messages regarding its stance on blockchain technology. In contrast to its seemingly suspicious treatment of Bitcoin, the bank has joined many other legacy institutions in championing blockchain's potential. And I'm like, yeah, banks seem to like blockchain technology to the degree to which it allows them to maintain their monopoly. If they really were interested in blockchain technology, they'd be supporting Bitcoin and engaging in a bit of creative destruction to get ahead of their competitors. But it's not as if there is actually such a thing as competition between banks anyway. So let's move on here down to the red bit. And down here it says, this guy, Oliver Carding again, quote, it's a very familiar tale, unfortunately, and it's a huge hindrance for adoption worldwide, not just in the UK. So Oliver Carding there is talking about Bitcoin. And to me, this highlights the importance of moving as much of your financial activity out of fiat currency as possible. So start earning income in Bitcoin, get your employer to adopt Bitwage or even gold money and pay you, start freelancing for Bitcoin, put your savings into Bitcoin or whatever the else you can come up with. It doesn't have to be all of your financial activity because we're not there yet in terms of the services that are available. But whatever we can begin to start moving out of the old system and into the new system, the better. Now, it's easier for me because I'm in business, so I have a lot more control over my finances and over my choices, which is probably why they don't teach us to be entrepreneurial in school, because that would just make us less complicit. So the last bit I've highlighted here in yellow says, he added, Coinjournal was in the process of reaching out to contacts in the cryptocurrency space and hoped to have a resolution worked out in the coming weeks. Yeah, so I really would like to figure out a solution to this, because I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to continue. And as a person of influence in crypto, I am in a position to be a resource for the people who fall victim to this kind of tyranny. And at the moment, I'm not very happy because I don't feel like I have a good solution to offer anyone who comes to me for help in this particular area. So that's where you guys come in. Please would you send me all of your ideas on what advice I could give to people who have their bank accounts closed. Now, I was brainstorming this yesterday with some people, but so far none of the solutions are that great. So tweet me, comment on this episode, or go to the contact page on chrisconey.com, but please send me any and all ideas that you have so that I can look into them. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you liked this episode, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and get subscribed. Or even consider supporting me directly by going to cryptoversity.com/podcast and sending me a Bitcoin tip to the address on that page. If you would like to support me without actually spending any money, click on the Steemit logo. Vote for this episode on the Steem network because that will get me some cryptocurrency without you having to spend a penny. If you prefer something physical in exchange for your donation, then click on the Cryptoversity store logo and get a t-shirt with the Cryptoversity branding on it. That kind of thing helps me out a lot. Or if you would like more structured information on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains, click on the courses section and buy yourself an online course. But that's all for today, so I will see you on Monday for the next episode of the Cryptoverse. And until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.